Just finished this banjo up for a customer. There's another flatback bottle gourd. And while I still had it, I thought I'd make a short video on using friction pegs. And I know I've had feedback from customers and I've seen other people talk about them, and you'll see comments like, oh, well, I can't get them to work, or they suck. I go to tune them and turn them and everything and they pop out and I can't get them to hold. There is a technique involved with using these type of pegs. The fact is, shaft of the peg is tapered and it mates into a hole that's also tapered. So when you turn them, if you're thinking of turning them like you would planetary pegs, it's going to want to back out of the hole because of everything being tapered. So when you're actually turning these, you want to be able to push in as you turn the peg, and that'll seat it because of the frictional qualities. I use Hill Peg Compound like that. When I fit pegs, you can see where I've used it there, a groove in it. You just work it on. I tend to go all the way around the peg where it's going to be up in the peg head. So that helps with turning the peg smoothly, and also gives it a little bit more friction to it than what's already there. But anyway, you want to grab a hold of the button, and I usually do it with my thumb and the inside of my middle finger here. And then I bring my index finger around, and that creates an anchor point up on the face of the peg head. So that allows full control of while turning the peg, because otherwise, if I would just turn the peg and not have this here, it'll want to push out. So I've got my string tuned to a D, and if I want to drop it to a C, I just start turning the peg, and usually if you turn them a little bit, they'll want to loosen just a little bit, not back out all the way, because you have control here. And it's good usually if you want to drop just slightly below the note you want and then bring it back up. So while doing that, I'm applying pressure in, so it kind of works in a sense like a vise, being able to push in, because you have your finger up here for support, and you're basically squeezing everything together. And then if I want to bring it back up, I just start turning on the peg, and it might take a little bit of fidgeting to get it where you want it. So for the fifth peg, what I have here is like what you would normally see for most banjos. It's in the typical, what I would call a horizontal position. And sometimes you might run across banjos that have a shoulder that comes out, and the peg will run up vertically, sort of like the peg head tuners. So I have seen, there's a depiction, and I think it might have been from one of S.S. Stewart's books, I don't remember, but it basically showed to tune the fifth peg, you take your pinky and your ring finger and you hook it around the neck like so, and then you can grab a hold of the button with your thumb and your index and work the peg however you want. But it works. But what I tend to do is I'll just grab a hold of the button with my thumb and index, and with my right hand I'll use that for support. And then I can use my thumb to pluck the string to see where I'm at as far as pitch goes. And I tend to find this a little bit quicker and a little bit more comfortable than trying to do this method. So, and depending on the peg head shape, you might find, this being a paddle peg head, it's a little bit more comfortable to get around to all the pegs and be able to turn them as such. Some of the scroll peg heads might be a little bit more different to grab a hold of, so you can also get away with just bringing your right hand up and grabbing the peg like so, and using your right hand for support, and then that way you can pluck the string to see where your pitch is at. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope this helps.